How was your visit to Central High School, Little Rock?
Good, I read every single thing.
I know you did. See how dirty it gets underneath there? All right, we got 2 wraps around the pole. And we follow it out here. And then we get the fire pit. And then Piper toes. And then 3 wraps around the pole. And somewhat level spots for $18 a night.
Yeah.
So you do the math.
Or when this used to be a farm, he could have gotten run over by a tractor. Did you see that?
Huh?
Did you see what the sign said about what you can't bring in? How's your float?
Floaty. Blair, are you chilling?
Have my sea heater on, my blanket, sweater.
Put your hand in mine, watch it wood out the window. We can wake up anywhere tomorrow. It don't matter where we go, we're going somewhere. Turn it all around.
Welcome back, everyone. This time our adventure brings us to the beautiful state of Arkansas. We visited here before, exploring Hot Springs National Park and some other great spots around the state, but this journey and this trip was truly special. Our first stop was the historic Little Rock High School National Monument. Walking through these grounds, we felt the weight of history and bravery of those who fought for equality. Hello, Blair. Tell us where you be.
Little Rock Central High School National Historic Site. It was the largest high school when it was built and opened. I think it was opened in the 20s.
Yeah.
Or 40s. I think 20s. Don't quote me on it yet. Something like 27 comes to mind. I don't remember.
Pretty
Find
big.
out inside. Yeah. 57 is the year that the 7 was part of 57.
57.
The Little Rock 9.
The tour through the grounds and the visitor center was incredibly moving, offering a glimpse into the pivotal moments of the civil rights movement. It is a place that truly makes you reflect on the progress we've made and the journey still ahead. How was your visit to Central High School, Little Rock?
Good, I read every single thing.
I know you did. Piper and I went for a walk. We had water.
Oh, good.
We peed. I went and took photos and all the stuff over at the school. It's very, like the front of it's not as open as it used to be because it's all green and trees.
Yeah, it's grown in 50 years. 100 years, really, almost, since it's been built.
I can't imagine a world where you got to bring the National Guard in.
Yeah, like it was under the president's order to desegregate, and then the governor brought in the National Guard to prevent desegregation.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. All right, on to Buffalo something campground.
Buffalo National River?
Maybe.
Buffalo Point Campground?
Yep.
In the Ozarks.
Let's roll. My little rubber tip has come off of that, so I'm going to drill out 1, 2, 3 rivets and clean out behind this thing and put it back on. See how dirty it gets underneath there? Patrick from New Jersey talks about sweep out. You can sweep out everything. And while that's true for the most part, it still sweeps dirt underneath there. You can't help that. So. From Little Rock, we made our way to the stunning Buffalo River National Park. Our base camp while there was the serene Buffalo Point Campground. This campground was a perfect spot to unwind and connect with nature. All right, we got 2 wraps around the pole, and we follow it out here, and then we get the fire pit, and then Piper toes, and then 3 wraps around the pole. Piper, how do you get so stuck?
We've been here for 45 seconds.
We spent our days hiking through the lush trails and cooling off in the crystal clear river. All those hikes were invigorating, and the river provided endless fun, particularly for Piper. Whether we floated lazily or splashed around, the Buffalo River offered a perfect escape.
Your picture perfect illusion. Heaven knows it's a lie. You say your cup runneth over. I see your well running dry. You think you're on your way, but there will come a day. Never gonna run you down. Never gonna run you down.
Next, we headed down to Arkadelphia, where we stayed at the picturesque Iron Mountain RV Park. Blair and I are just standing here trying to figure out where we've been the last 10 days. Like, it's so confusing. So we were at Jackson Center. We left Jackson Center. We went down to Cincinnati. We had the issues with the DEF system of the truck. I stayed at the RV park, and Blair flew out, and I got the truck fixed. And Haag, Ford, and it's really in Indiana. I highly recommend their service team there if you have a diesel truck and you happen to pass it through the area and need something. Really, really great customer service, and they got me sorted out and back on the road. From there, I went to Kentucky. Well, I went to the Buffalo Trace place and picked up a couple bottles. And on the way there and after, I stopped at a couple national battlefield and a national monument. And Blair went with me, but we've seen plenty of those. It was a neat supply depot. I enjoyed my time there, so Pepper and I roamed around. From there, I went to Tennessee, and we got to hang out. Me and Piper got to hang out with Pat and Tracy. You may remember them from our visit to Las Vegas at the NASCAR race, and we stopped and see them on their way driving across country. We stopped at their house
Right before Christmas
a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful couple. They're building a new house. They got the boondock there for a couple of days. Really neat to hang out, and I love those guys. We love those guys very much. But Pepper didn't get to see them. Pepper's on the hunt for something. From there, I picked Blair up at Memphis International Airport. She got to see
briefly
Graceland. That's his plane. The house is over there.
What? I missed it. Aw, man.
She's like,
Graceland.
Man, I thought this would be like in the middle of nowhere. I said, nope, it's on a
It's on a main
road in a rough part of town.
Yeah.
But we did stay at the state park there.
Yeah. T.O.
Fuller
State
something
Park.
like that. Yeah. So if you're in Memphis and you need an RV park, it is a little oasis in the middle of chaos. Just know that. And it's a safe place to stay, I believe. It's cheap enough to stay there for the night. And we really enjoyed our time there. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we drove to
Arkansas?
We're in Arkansas now.
We are.
Where did we stay last night?
Buffalo River. We've been there for a couple days.
So Buffalo River National Park. We've been there for a couple nights. No cell service.
Nope.
And quiet place. The visitor center's closed on the 2 days we were there, so we didn't get to go to the visitor center. But we did float in the river a little bit. The river's kind of low right now, so you would need to do some work to do a kayak or something on it. But it is nice. It's in the Ozarks, and I think we had a good time. But we're now in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. So really halfway between Little Rock and Texarkana, Texas, we're here at this reservoir, Iron Mountain Park. So if you're going to come stay here, please know there is a campground, and the campground has Wi-Fi, laundry, and it's close to the marina.
Full hookups.
And full hookups and concrete pads for $75 a night. But less than 1 mile from here is the
I wouldn't even say
not even a mile. Well,
on the same road.
On the same road, like half mile.
You turn
down
left instead of right.
Yeah,
or
it's
you keep left instead of right.
power and water only, and somewhat level spots for $18 a night.
Yeah.
So you do the math, and you get to be in the shade over there, whereas this one's wide open in a blazing sun. So depending on the time you're going to be here, it may be worth your opportunity. We didn't know this. We didn't know they were in relation to each other because we had reservations in the cheap spots. But we're here for Dustin, one of my dear friends, is retiring, so he's doing a little retirement ceremony here. And we thought we were going to be staying closer to them, so it was worth the extra money. But we should have just kept our reservation over there. We'd have been perfectly fine.
I know.
But it's all good.
It's what happens when you're the day of and you realize you could be close and you have one bar of service before you go into another mountain pass, and then you know it happens.
It's all good.
Yep.
So we're here. It's nice, and we'll be here for a couple of days.
Yep.
And then down to Texas. Here we come.
Texas in the heat of the summer, which we weren't planning on being there for a while, but we're gonna make got
some schedule changes.
A schedule change.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Let's go home. This location was a fantastic place for relaxing and soaking in the beautiful views of the water. The highlight of our trip to Arkansas this time was attending the retirement ceremony of our dear friend Dustin, now a retired Master Gunnery Sergeant Marine veteran of 25 years. Dustin's service and dedication were celebrated in a wonderful, beautifully heartfelt ceremony, and we are so thankful to have spent some time with him and been a part of that ceremony. While there, we got to see a bunch of friends from years past and careers past, and it was a great time to spend our time on the reservoir, cruising the waters, and even jumping off some cliffs. It was an adrenaline-filled rush and a great way to cap off our visit. Our time in Arkansas was filled with history, nature, and cherished moments with friends. Our next stop was Waco, Texas. While here, our first place we visited was Waco Mammoth National Monument.
Got tons of free knowledge in there.
Oh, yeah?
They're the largest known mammoth to have existed. They're 16 to 18 feet tall, the male. They could have looked like a regular mammoth, but shed their heavy layers because they're down in the south.
Yeah.
Or they could have looked like elephants. They said that the African safari climate is very similar to the climate here, so they could have looked like that. There's tons of different mammoths in there, you know. There's some females in there. Like a 2.5 foot difference in the ground is 15,000 years. So one of them has been there for 65,000 years, and the other one, right when you walk in, was only 50,000. And a lot of them are laying on their side, so they know that they died. Like they knew they were probably going to die, so they laid down to get comfortable. Whereas the one that you walk in right away and you see the big tusks, he's in a sudden death position.
Yeah.
So he either collapsed right there, or he probably collapsed right there. But they're trying to figure out how he died. And the only thing that they can determine is that he had a rib fracture that occurred about a year before his death that was in the process of healing. So he potentially could have died of sepsis. And the skull collapsed in on itself because it wasn't laying sideways. So they said that could have either been just because there was no more brain matter holding it together, and it's a honeycomb material, so it's pretty frail considering. Or he could have been in a fight and gotten stomped on before or after his death. Or when this used to be a farm, he could have gotten run over by a tractor. So they don't know why his head is collapsed in on itself. But every one of the mammoths is born with 6 sets of teeth, and he only has 1 set left. So they anticipate he was around 50 years old.
Right.
Because they go through their teeth.
Cool. Did you enjoy your visit?
Yeah, I did. I wonder, How many more hours is it going to take to unearth everything that's
They've been
below
doing this
that
for a
site?
minute.
Yeah. She said it takes around 70 years to do research.
Yeah.
And so, like, they built this so that it was a controlled environment so they could condense that down so it wouldn't take 70 years.
Cool.
And there's only 8 other sites in the U.S. that have sites like this, one of them being Dinosaur National Monument.
It reminds me of that.
Yeah,
but it's way bigger.
Yeah. And they said that they thought it was a flash flood that kind of maybe made all of them land in this one spot. But at this point, they believe that, like during the Ice Age, they believe that they were already dead and under the earth before the massive flood.
Next, we headed across town to Magnolia Home. You might know this from the pretty famous TV show that's out there in the world. We enjoyed our time walking the beautiful grounds and exploring the charming shops they have and all the neat items that they have to decorate your home with. The creativity and attention to detail in each shop was simply delightful.
Holding on, you're no match for a current this strong. Soon enough, time will tell that there ain't no breaking this spell.
Our final stop while in Waco was the Dr. Pepper Museum.
Hey, did you see that?
Huh?
Did you see what the sign said about what you can't bring in? Read it. No Coke or Pepsi.
We learned all about this iconic drink and how it was formulated and the empire built. The museum also showcased a rich history of this building, including its survival of a massive tornado. The story of the Dr. Pepper and its connection to Waco is truly captivating.
No breaking this spell. River gonna run me down. River gonna run you down. And you think you're strong, but boy, you're wrong. River gonna run you down. River gonna run you down. River gonna run you down.
How's your float?
Floaty. It kicks the pants off a root beer float. This Dr. Pepper float is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It sticks in my mustache. I need to cut this dang thing.
Everything does.
Yeah, remember when I had tuna juice in it the other day and I couldn't find the smell of tuna in the house?
Ooh, gross. That's terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. Waco, Texas offered us a day full of history, creativity, and discovery. We can't wait to see where our journey takes us next. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you down the road.